I've been waiting for this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. This is my first underdog draft of the day. We've been hard at work, doing yard work since about 8 a.m. So trust me, I've really wanted to get this live stream going. I've really wanted to hop in Best Ball Mania here. Let's not waste any time. Let's get in this bad boy. I'm sure it's going to fill right away. And let's get to drafting a fantasy football team. Y'all know we're doing this every single day until the season starts. We'll start doing 4 to 5 a day once the season gets here on the live stream. But we are at pick 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do our usual Jefferson, Chase, Tyreek, Cup. We'll see who we get. Obviously, I'd like someone high up on the list. If we get Cooper Kupp at 5, I'm chilling. We'll be fine with it. Let me know if you were able to get in here. Hell yes, James is in. Happy to see y'all. Thank you so much for being out here. Derek says he finally got a shield. Love it to see it. Teresa, happy to see you out here as always. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. Let's try to figure out who's in here with us. Derek's at 9. Okay, interesting. So at least we don't have to be next to you. I believe Dark Horse is a member of the flock, or if he's not a member of the flock, he's definitely just always in our drafts. Pretty sure he's a member of the flock, but I could be wrong. Tommy Knows says he just missed it. I'm sorry to hear that. But of course, if you have not done so already, go down there, drop a like on this live stream. Subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football. I mean, I believe we already have almost 60 likes on this stream, and we've been live for 1 minute. So thank you so much, everybody going down there. Okay, James says he's Dark Horse. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, my man. I mean, I know you're out in the live streams all the time, have been for years and years, and Dark Horse is always here with us as well. Giovanni at 1, Aiden at 4. I'm sure you're at 4, my man. Let's go ahead and let's get this. So Tyreek off the board. We will take Cooper Kupp here at 5. We know we'll have a running back that we like at pick 28. We know that for a damn fact. I mean, maybe we'll even go with the running back that we like at 21. We'll see. Usually we're going to go wide receiver at 4, wide receiver at 21, and then we'll find one of those running backs like Derrick Henry at pick 28. Cody coming in says, try to get in, but didn't. Got the 101, though. I mean, if you had to choose between getting the 101 or getting into a draft with us on the live stream, I would choose getting the 101, my man. Good luck in your draft. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's see. The Def Gaming, happy to see you out here. Thank you so much. Says, yo, what's up? I got Richardson at the 104 in a Superflex Dynasty League. That is ridiculous, my man. I'm going to assume that it's a 10-team league, and maybe like the teams at 2 and 3 didn't really need a quarterback. Maybe you had one of them going with like Gibbs and then the other team taking Bryce Young. But I don't know if I had Anthony Richardson falling to pick 4 in any of my Dynasty rookie drafts all offseason. And I think I had about a little over 20 Dynasty rookie drafts. Every single one, Richardson went at either 2 or 3. Actually, I had him go at 1 in one of my rookie drafts, which was crazy. But yeah, see if there's anything weird with this one. I mean, you have Travis Kelce falling down there to 9. I believe Derek said he's in there at 9. So that's interesting. Oh, Patrick Mahomes going at 12 as well is pretty interesting. I mean, usually you're not seeing that. Let's see what this team decides to do from here. You go Patrick Mahomes round 1. Eckler pick 13. Interesting. Mahomes, Eckler out the gate. Not many teams are going to have that combo. Generally just because Eckler goes here at the 1-2 turn, and then you have Mahomes going in mid-second to late second. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes to 15. I'm assuming that we're going to get Garrett Wilson off here. Yep, Garrett Wilson goes 16. The Def Gaming with another donation. Thank you. Says it went Bijan 1, Young 2, JSN 3, Richardson, Johnson, Gibbs. Oh my gosh, that's a crazy rookie draft, my man. Yeah, Johnson going ahead of Gibbs. I mean, you know I'm a Johnston truther, but at the same time, yeah, I hope you were trying to trade up the big 6 as well. That's awesome, my friend. NG saying he just got Mahomes at the 302 in the Dalmatian. My Dalmatian, I wish we would have had that. Josh Allen goes 17. Jalen Hurts goes 19. Let's see what we are going to be getting. I'm assuming we're taking Chris Olave. I've drafted a lot of Olave. Okay. Bucky Bills took CMC in round 1. Goes Lamar Jackson. Oh my gosh, quarterbacks are going early here. Let's go ahead and let's get Jalen Waddle here at pick 21. Okay, this is exciting. We're going to get a good team. Jay Wall says, drop a like or else we out here. Thank you, my man. Camp says, Mason got some sun from that yard work, breaking in that summer tan. You better believe it, my man. One thing I'm excited about, and I know this is going to just make me sound like a little girl, but the new gym that I'm working out at as well has like, it's like half outside. So now that summer's coming around, I'm like, you know what? This is the first year in a long time I'm going to get some real sun. Usually I'm just cooped up in my little studio, and the only time I leave the house is to go to the gym, which you're under fluorescent lights, but I'm getting some sun. Y'all, guys, I'm going to be looking beautiful 6 months from now. You don't even know. Chubb, Ramadre, DK all go off. Okay, Smith goes. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get Tony Pollard. Not many teams are going to have this combo. This is a really unique team. This team has a shot, if we continue to draft well, to win Best Ball Mania. Of course, if you don't know what we're doing, we're drafting on Underdog Fantasy. On Underdog, it is Best Ball. That's how we were able to draft so many of these teams. There's no time commitment at all during the season. I drafted over 700 teams last year. Won $150,000 on Underdog last year. We're going to draft over 700 again. This specific draft tournament is Best Ball Mania. This is the largest one that they have. It's a $25 buy-in, $15 million prize pool, $3 million to first place, $1 million to second place, and then they even have some massive regular season prizes as well. And of course, when you sign up with promo code FLOCK, you are going to get a 100% deposit match up to $100 with the link in the live chat. Get into some of these drafts with us on the live stream. And on top of that, with promo code FLOCK, you're going to get our 2023 fantasy football rankings. Side note, if you're a member of both flockfantasy.com as well as Flock Fantasy, you are going to get some exclusive merch. I should have showed how to do that before. Let me show you exactly how to do that right now. I apologize. I know we had some people questioning this. We have a lot of people. I believe we have 300 shirts to give away for free for everybody. And yes, it is going to, I mean, it already took me an ungodly amount of time to package every shirt. Like I did not expect it to be nearly as long as it was. I can't even imagine how long it's going to take me to print out all these labels and ship all these bad boys. But real quick, go to the Google form in the Discord. You'll see that's the shirt right there. God, he's good looking. But essentially, give me your Flock Fantasy email address. Give me your Underdog Fantasy email address that you signed up, promo code FLOCK on, size t-shirt that you want, and then your address. Then we should be good to go from there. Let's see if we have anything crazy. You have Josh Jacobs falling to pick 32. That very rarely happens as well. This is a fun draft to be in. Jeep Guy coming out says, what's a day in the life looking like right now? First off, my man, thank you for coming out. Okay, so now's a little bit different because I've, for the past few days, been grinding away in the yard. Usually, day in the life is wake up about 6:30, 6:45, walk the dog for 10 minutes. After walking the dog, go to the gym, pick up lunch on the way back at around 10:30, sit down, start doing research for videos at around 11, do research for videos, record a video around 3, do our first live stream around 4:30, do our second live stream around 5:30, reply to emails for the next hour, send out the streams to the people that need it. Then usually miscellaneous stuff, like we're either working on the website from like 8 to 9, or if we don't need to work on the website, then we're going through and doing like whatever project we have, like with the shirts right now. So yeah, not super exciting, but it is what it is. Okay. Now we have Najee Harris going off the board at 40, Christian Watson going 38. Big Mike goes. Burrow's not necessarily in our wheelhouse here. We don't have Higgins. We don't have Chase. Probably can't even get Mixon on the way back around in round 6 with how these drafts have been going so far. This team here has 3 running backs. This team took Bijan, Barkley, and Hall out the gate. Okay. I'm assuming that we have Burrow making it to us at 45. Like I said, I don't think we're taking Burrow. Christian Kirk goes 43. Y'all know I'm not going to be taking DJ Moore either. I really don't like DJ Moore in this range. So we'll queue up Hopkins and Keenan. We'll take whichever wide receiver doesn't fall between the two. Okay. Keenan goes, so we'll go ahead. We will take DeAndre Hopkins here. Hopkins is someone that I've been drafting a lot of. I didn't really expect to draft that much Hopkins this season, but it's just like in this range, our primary target was Christian Watson when he was going here at the 4-5 turn. Now Christian Watson never goes here anymore, and Christian Watson always goes at the beginning of the 4th round. So, I mean, we're not really getting him anymore, and it's like, okay, I guess we go Hopkins. Henry says, guy at 47's praying for bro. Yeah, I mean, he had Chase and Higgins. He gets Joe Burrow making it to him at 47. So, yeah, super exciting on his front. Okay, so y'all know I'm not really drafting DJ Moore. Like, we've gone through and we've been on record saying, yeah, with DJ Moore, I think that he's overrated at his ADP. I mean, he had an ADP at one point about 5 picks ahead of Christian Watson, which I thought was crazy. But here, if DJ Moore is going to fall to pick 52 when he usually goes at the beginning of the 4th, at this point, we are getting some serious ADP value on him, and we are getting a player at a pick that not many people are going to be able to replicate in this massive large field tournament. So we will go ahead and we'll take him. So far, we have at wide receiver, Kupp, Waddle, Hopkins, DJ Moore. Running back, we have Tony Pollard. No quarterbacks, no tight ends. One thing I want to note with this draft board is you are seeing the quarterbacks across the board almost go a little higher than their ADP. I mean, you have Allen going a little higher than ADP, Mahomes going a little higher, Jalen Hurts going, probably about where he usually does. But then Lamar Jackson going way higher, Justin Herbert going a little higher. Now Trevor Lawrence goes a little higher. So yeah, across the board, maybe this is going to be a draft that quarterbacks are just at a slight premium in comparison to what we're usually used to. Okay. So Dylan says Arizona is going to be the 30th ranked offense this season. Hopkins will still be Hopkins, though. Yeah, I mean, one thing that's concerning with DeAndre Hopkins is not only is the man like going into year 10 of his NFL career, but at the same time, like Arizona has every incentive to go through and trade him, and they've publicly said, like, yeah, we're trying to trade this guy, and they haven't been able to find someone to actually pull the trigger with him. So, I mean, I don't know. It is a little annoying. Cody says, first 5 picks in at the 101. We have Jefferson, Smith, Pollard, Walker, and McLaurin. Hey, we're a little similar here, my friend. We're sitting with Pollard as well, but interesting that you go Kenneth Walker. I'd like to hear your opinion on Kenneth Walker, and that goes for everybody in the chat as well. Personally, I really haven't been drafting Kenneth Walker at all. I think we were previously looking at our least drafted running backs, and Kenneth Walker's in there, I believe, at around only like 3% of my drafts so far. But I don't know. YP Creation says, what's your max bench and how much do you currently weigh, Mason? Last time I weighed myself, I think I was 158. My max, y'all have seen the video of me hitting 225 for 12 on bench before, but I have a friendly wager with a friend. We are both doing Murphs and seeing who can obviously be faster. And that's Saturday. So I've been preparing for that. So I really haven't been benching much. I've just been doing like a lot of pull-ups and push-ups essentially. And I'm tired of them, honestly. I'm ready to get back to benching, but so far we haven't been doing much of it this month. Okay, come on, give us someone. Give us someone. Mike on the clock has Hurts, so he maybe goes Goddard here, right? We'll see. We'll see. Dylan says, yo, you hit 225 for 12 at 160. What the hell? Yeah, I was on the UT powerlifting team. You can find the video of it. The last video that should be on this channel should be our NFL Combine video. And in that one's where we hit 225 for 12. Okay, so Dameon Pierce goes. I was obviously really hoping that Dameon Pierce is going to make it to us. Kind of sucks that he doesn't, but we'll be able to pivot. We may end up going wide receiver. Dallas Goddard goes, so we're going to take Brandon Ayuk here, actually. With Ayuk, we're getting some serious value on ADP as well. ADP 62. We're getting mid 69. Royal says natty. Yes, you have no idea how. I could never be anything but natty with how scared I am of losing my hair. Tyler Lockett going off the board 71. Isaiah Pacheco goes 70. The Def Gaming says Underdog saying I can't verify my identity. I would just reach out to them, my friend. Their customer support is super good. But yeah, since Underdog's like, of course, all above board and everything, I mean, you do have to go through, you have to verify that you're older than 18. Like some states, you have to be older than 21. Some states you have to be older than 18. I actually have it in the description of this live stream exactly what you have to be. But Deontay goes 74. Hollywood Brown goes as well. Do we just take Dalvin here and say, okay, well, even if he gets cut, maybe he finds a decent spot? We will. I just feel like we've been getting some crazy values on ADP in this draft, and we're going to continue to take advantage. So, yeah, we have Pollard here, 28. Dalvin here, 76. But, yeah, just in case you didn't know, like, where Underdog's available or where you can play, you have to be 18 and older in every single state. Some of these states you actually have to be 21 and older in. But essentially, any state that's in black, Underdog is not available in. It's not available in Louisiana, not available in Nevada, not available in Washington, not available in Michigan. But pretty much everywhere else it is. And it's available everywhere in Canada outside of Ontario. But yeah, and like I said, of course, if you want to get in a draft with us, you can find that link in the live chat. You can find it in the comment section or the description. Use promo code FLOCK. But yeah, so Rachaad White going off the board here at pick 78. One thing that I've noticed is DeAndre Swift's been falling a lot in these drafts. Like with DeAndre Swift, I mean, I feel like is a running back that I wasn't really planning on taking much, but more and more he's been falling to the middle of the 7th round, which I was taking him just because I thought he was like decent ADP value there. Now he goes off the board here at 83. I think this is a much more reasonable price point for DeAndre Swift in comparison where he was going previous. Okay. Deshaun Watson goes off the board here at 84. So we still need a quarterback. We still need some tight end production. Quentin Johnson goes. I believe Zay Flowers like the last wide receiver in a tier of guys that you'd be interested in. That's why we usually try to grab as many of our wide receivers as we can before like round 8. I think Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers go, and then it's like, okay, am I really going to be sitting here taking Sutton? Am I really going to be sitting here taking Bateman? Personally, I never in this range, I'm like looking at Kamara, but that's just how I draft. We'll see what happens. Okay, so JD decides to go Alexander Madison here at 86. Honestly, if Alexander Madison would have fallen to us at pick 93, I possibly would have pulled the trigger saying, okay, well, yeah, let's take Madison and Dalvin. And if Dalvin Cook is sent to like Miami and Dalvin Cook ends up returning value on pick 76 and Alexander Madison turns into a league winner, that could be a very interesting situation. Evan Ingram off the board, 88. Javonte Williams goes 89. Zay Flowers goes 90. I don't want to say exactly how we're queuing this up, but I have our 3 guys in our heads, just whoever falls. So Buggy Bills took 2 tight ends, has both Dallas Goedert as well as Darren Waller. Only has 2 wide receivers with Keenan Allen and Terry McLaurin, so I'm sure that they were really hoping that they were going to get Zay Flowers making it back to him. Cody says, Burrow and Allen went before I took Walker at 412. Oh, Burrow and Keenan Allen, okay. Jeep Guy says, did you do any other sports in school? Yeah, so, I mean, powerlifting I didn't do in high school. I did that in college at UT. But in high school, even all growing up, I actually had brain surgery when I was younger. So I was never, like, allowed to play contact sports. So I was baseball, basketball, and I got really big into tennis as well. Okay, so now we're going to take James Conner here at 93. I mean, just easy pick. A crappy offense. We already have a piece of this offense with DeAndre Hopkins, though. So hopefully just maybe once a blue moon, Arizona can be a little bit better than we're expecting. But it's still a very strong team if we can continue to find some values that we like. Okay. Sergio says, Zay surprised his dad with the car. He's wide receiver 1 in Baltimore this year. Now, I'm no mathematician, my friend. But Zay Flowers plus surprise plus car plus dad, I don't know how that equals wide receiver 1. Like I said, I'm no rocket scientist. I'm no mathematician, but you lost me there. Okay. Now, Geno Smith, Tua both go. Tua was going to be possibly our pick here. Since we had Waddle, we were going to look at the Tua Waddle stack. But instead, we need running back. Where we're getting another player past ADP. We'll go ahead and we'll take James Cook here. Very interesting build in that at this point, I feel like we are going to need to go through and take both 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, which generally I'm opposed to. But, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so at wide receivers so far, we have Kupp, Jalen Waddle, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk. Oh, this Brandon Ayuk pick is going to set up a beautiful stack later on. Wink, wink. Running back, we have Tony Pollard, Dalvin Cook, James Conner, James Cook. So I like it. But real quick, if you have not done so already, go down there, drop a like on the live stream. We got Mark Award out here. Happy to see you, my man, as always. But yeah, after we take James Cook, Alvin Kamara goes 102. I actually just recorded a video for this channel tomorrow talking about my 5 most drafted running backs on Underdog so far. Alvin Kamara may be up there. Okay. I don't want to say embarrassing to admit, but I mean, it's definitely surprising. I didn't expect to come into this offseason and say, oh yeah, Alvin Kamara is one of my most drafted guys. But when Kamara's been going after Odell, Juju, Jameson Williams, Bateman, Michael Thomas, Cortland Sutton, just naturally I find myself taking a ton of running backs here. And like Alvin Kamara is always behind these guys in round 9. So I've actually been drafting a decent amount of Kamara. Okay. Misa says, have you ever won a notable amount or placed in a top position in a best ball contest without a stack? I know it's recommended, but I'm wondering if it's needed with so many entrants. So I'm going to, y'all know I won 150,000 on Underdog last year. I'm going to go over the team that won the $100,000 big dog. I'm going to go over the team that won the $20,000 Bulldog 2. And I'm going to go over the team that won $10,000 in Best Ball Mania. That was the 16th place team that we had in Best Ball Mania. The other 2 won the entire contest. And then obviously we had a bunch of miscellaneous teams getting 3,000 here, 4,000 here, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, we're going to talk about our big ones. Off the top of my head, I don't really remember what they look like, if I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll go over those as we get closer to the season. Okay, so swing this around. What are we hoping for? This team has 2 quarterbacks. They have Fields and Dak. They go Rashad Penny here. YP Creation says, Mason, have you ever got into chess? Define get into chess. I've played chess for fun recreationally. It's not like I'm sitting here and have a little clock and hitting it, passing it, hitting it, passing it. No, I mean, the big thing that I got into a few years back and wasted way too much time watching and quote unquote studying, which in reality, everybody says they're studying and it's just pure entertainment, was poker. Okay. Daniel Jones going off the board here at 113. Russell Wilson goes 114. Okay, so it looks like we're not going to get a quarterback here. Daniel Jones would have been someone I took even if we didn't have a giant so far, just because you are able to go through, you're able to find a strong... Okay, we're going to grab... I love Freiermuth. I love him. But I'm actually going to take Brian Robinson. We're going to get Brian Robinson 12 picks behind ADP. The issue is... if we take Brian Robinson here, I believe that we only have to draft 5 running backs. And the thing is, if we take Pat Freiermuth, we're going to end up drafting 3 tight ends regardless. So my initial plan was to take Freiermuth if he fell. But in reality, I just didn't expect Brian Robinson, ADP 105, to make it to 117. So we will pull the trigger there, and we are exclusively quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end from here on out. Dylan says, I fell down the poker studying rabbit hole for 2 years. The big thing I'm into now, which is like the same exact thing, like, because I don't watch Netflix. Like, I don't watch anything. Like, as I work, I always have a YouTube video playing. Like, no matter what I'm doing, I have YouTube Premium as well, so I can like close out the app and still listen to the audio. It's like the best thing in the world. If you don't have YouTube Premium, I highly recommend it. But anyway, so I'm always watching a YouTube video. And now what I've been in for like the past year, and it's just also pure entertainment, is like finance YouTube. Like, it's just like how whenever I was in the poker wormhole, I'm willing to admit it at the time. I'm willing to admit it. I mean, to myself, it's a complete waste of time, like the amount of time that I actually spend on it. But it's just interesting. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take Jacoby Myers here, and we are gonna need to slam in 3 tight ends and 3 quarterbacks relatively soon. But so far, wide receiver, we have Kupp, Waddle, Hopkins, DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, and Jacoby Myers. Running back, we're sitting with Pollard, Dalvin, Connor, Cook, Brian Robinson. So a very, very weird team. Very weird team, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we have a lot of running backs going off the board here. I mean, you do have Damian Harris, you have Jarrett McKinnon, you have Antonio Gibson. So that's great for us. The more running backs we see, the better. Margaret Ward says, do you expect Dalvin Cook's ADP to rise if the Vikings release him? Definitely not initially. I would say if Dalvin Cook is released and then is like a free agent for 2 days, during those 2 days, he'll be going lower in fantasy drafts than where he currently is. Now, if he is released and then immediately signs with the Miami Dolphins, I don't know what will happen at that point. But if he's sitting out there without a team, I promise you his value is going to fall. I mean, look at where Zeke's going right now. Look at where Hunt's going right now. Look at where Leonard Fournette's going right now. And I'm not saying that he's going to fall that far, but hell, I mean, the uncertainty does scare people away from a draft pick. I mean, look at where Lance is going. And that's the perfect example. I think Lance starts this next season. I don't know if it's for the 49ers or not, but with the uncertainty, these guys are going to go low. Chris coming out with the donation. Thank you so much, my man. Says, noticed no rookies on your team tonight. Are you straying away from them in best ball? Not generally. I mean, we're going through and we are trying to take rookies where we can when they fall to us at values. One thing that I have noticed in years past is these players that are rookies, these players that are going to miss the beginning of the season with injuries, these players that are going to miss the beginning of the season with suspensions, essentially anybody who's not going to be that productive at the beginning of the year, you will naturally see that their value actually falls as we get further away from the NFL draft. As you get closer to the NFL season, if someone doesn't project to be useful through the first month, they're not really going to continue to rise in value. Like, remember, Garrett Wilson was going in like the 10th round of drafts last year. Like, you were able to get some crazy rookie values right before the season. And trust me, we were drafting a ton of rookies then. I mean, I was taking a lot of Garrett Wilson, and I wasn't just taking Garrett Wilson. We were taking some busts too. We were taking a lot of Treylon Burks. I mean, I was drafting a lot of Chris Olave as well. We definitely made a lot of money drafting rookies last year, but we definitely took some bad rookies on top of that. Okay. So I am ecstatic in what we are able to do here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know my favorite offense in the NFL, my favorite quarterback in the NFL. He is such a good passer, and there should be a ton of passing volume to go around. Justin Fields. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We're about to get Cole Kmet to pair up both DJ Moore and Cole Kmet on the same roster. So we get to go all in on Justin Fields. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Jeep Guy says, crazy to see how much better Underdog ADP is versus any other site. Will be so helpful for redraft as well. 100%, my friend. And I mean, it just makes sense as well. Like, if you think about it, so this Best Ball Mania, right? Like, Underdog just launched this, and they just filled a draft tournament that had over 100,000 entrants at the same time. There have already been 62,000 entrants into this. And the puppy had over 100,000 entrants. To my knowledge, of course I'm an idiot and I could always be wrong, but to my knowledge, there is no other fantasy football platform that comes close to this volume of drafts that has this level of prize pools as well. So naturally, the best drafters in the world that can go through and they can, just like we did last year and how we're going to do this year, draft over 700 teams and have no time commitment during the season. This is where they're going to draft. I mean, this is a $15 million prize pool. So yeah, I mean, naturally, Underdog ADP is going to be better than pretty much any other ADP that you can look at. Okay. Some point we have to deviate from drafting skill positional guys. We'll pass on wide receiver here. We'll take Tyler Higbee. I know some people in the chat before we went live were talking about Higbee possibly being the number 2 option for the Rams. So we'll see. We'll see. NTB says, is McAfee a sellout? Okay, my friend. I don't mean to be crude here, but if one day ESPN were to come and offer me $100 million or whatever the hell it is, and say, hey, you can do the same thing you're doing now. Just stop cussing and do it on our thing. Here's $100 million. I'm sorry to break some hearts. I know we're probably going to have some people on the other side of the screen crying real tears right now. If ESPN were to offer me that, and I think if it were to offer any of you this, you take it. Okay. So I don't think you should be calling anybody. Maybe it'd be completely different if they go and say, hey, here's $100 million. You have to start saying stuff you don't believe. You have to go through and you have to wear a clown outfit every single day. Maybe it's a little bit different. But if it's, here's $100 million, do what you're already doing. Just do it with us. And yeah, you're probably going to have to change a little bit of things. I mean, some small things to make advertisers happy. I'm sorry to break the news to y'all. I would do that. I think anybody in this live chat would do that, but it is what it is. Okay, so we have Higby going off the board here, 148. Donovan Peoples-Jones goes 155. Okay, so good for us. We want some quarterbacks. We want some tight ends falling to us, right? This is what we're wanting. So we cannot take running backs anymore. We're exclusively quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, as we've already discussed. And real quick, if you have not done so already, go down there, drop a like on the live stream. We're about to hit 200 likes on this live stream. Come on. What are we doing here? Stafford goes 158. That's definitely painful. Obviously, we were wanting to get Matthew Stafford on the way back around. Not going to blame this team. I mean, I think Stafford's a fine value. They also only have Kirk Cousins. I mean, it is what it is because at the end of the day, I have my guy. All right. I have my guy. We'll see. Okay. Oren says, more likes, we want another. Yeah. If this hits 350 likes, we will fire up another live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we'll keep it the same as usual. 350 likes and we'll fire up another one. Okay. The Pound says, the people want to know, Mason, what are you listening to on YouTube in the background all day? I already told you, my friend. It used to be poker. Now it's a little bit of finance junk. But come on, give us our guy. Give us our guy. Let's see him. Oh, come home, baby. Come to daddy. Now, most people would be worried if they didn't have a quarterback through the first 14 rounds or first 13 rounds. But when you know that you can get a top 5 quarterback in round 14, you're chilling. Okay. I'm cool as a cucumber right here. We're going to take Trey Lance, pick 165. Maybe make the argument Mason take Irv Smith Jr. and then see if you can get Lance on the way back around. Would be a strong argument, but we're live streaming this draft and everybody knows I want Trey Lance. We have Ayuk, so we do get a pseudo stack there. So if you're looking at the correlation that we have on this team, I mean, we do have Hopkins, James Conner. We have DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. We have Tyler Higbee, Cooper Kupp, and now we have Trey Lance, Brandon Ayuk. So, of course, we're a little bit all over the board, but that's kind of how I like it. Okay. Reagan says, you a stock analyst in your off time, Mason? No. I mean, I'm a big index fund guy, but I do like listening about it. I like talking about it, but I'm smart enough to know that I'm an idiot when it comes to anything about it. Okay, so let's think 15, 16, 17, 18. We have 4 rounds left. We need 2 more quarterbacks. We need 1 more tight ends. So we are grabbing another wide receiver. Okay, so Van Jefferson goes off the board here, 170. We weren't going to be taking Van. I still have my eyes on someone. Okay. This team has 4 running backs. I'm assuming that we see them pull the trigger on a running back. Could be wrong, but there goes Shaheed. We were going to take Josh Downs here regardless. So we're going to grab Josh Downs as our 7th wide receiver. And now we are going to be done taking receivers. And we're going to be grabbing 2 more quarterbacks and 1 more tight ends. Okay. Jeep Guy says the CPMs are ridiculous for finance channels. Food for thought. I know, but I feel like also it's a little risky, wouldn't you think? At least I would be worried about telling anybody like that, anything about that. Now, okay, so far we have Kupp, Waddle, Hopkins, DJ Moore, Ayuk, Myers, Josh Downs at wide receiver. Running back, we have Pollard, Dalvin, Connor, Cook, Brian Robinson. Tight end, we have Komet, Higbee. Quarterback, we have our guy holding down the fort. Scoring us a lot of points, Trey Lance. But yeah, at this point, we just want to see as many wide receivers, as many running backs get drafted as possible. And like I said, if you want to get another draft going, make sure you go down there and drop a like on this live stream. We had 350 likes in the stream. We will fire up another one. And if you want to get in our next draft, make sure you go sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Link in the live chat, link in the description, link in the comment section. Use promo code FLOCK when you sign up, and they'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar, $200. And you'll get our 2023 fantasy football rankings. Marker Word says, how's the Dalmatian going? I have no idea where my phone is. I'd tell you if I knew where my phone was, my friend. Okay. Now, Gesicki goes 180. Deontay Foreman, 179. Tajay Spears off the board as well. So the thing is, if we're going to go ahead, if we're going to try to figure out what quarterbacks / tight ends we're taking. Okay. QBs where we have options in their offense. Kenny Pickett, we have no Steelers. CJ Stroud, we have no Texans. Brock Purdy, we took Lance. Maybe we can take Purdy here and say, okay, well, what happens if Lance gets dealt? Sam Howell, we have no Commanders. Desmond Ridder, we have no Falcons, but I'm kind of fine with Ridder given the pseudo rushing upside he has. Mac Jones, we have no Patriots. Okay, what tight ends can we bring in here to make any of this work? Okay, we are stuck between a rock and a hard place here, ladies and gentlemen. Levis, we can throw a wrench into things. Chris says he's in the Dalmatian with us. Awesome, my man. Okay, Shakir. What am I supposed to do here, QB and tight end, ladies and gentlemen? I just don't know. I'm definitely going to go quarterback here. I'm going to go Desmond Ridder just because he's my favorite quarterback out of this bunch. I have no good reason for it. I know some people in the chat were talking about week 17 correlation. Like I said, I'm not a big week 17 correlation guy, but that's just me. But I'll take Desmond Ridder just because he has some rushing upside. I could see a spike week from Desmond Ridder where it doesn't necessarily mean that you have either Drake London or Kyle Pitts turning into a league winner. Like, you could get Desmond Ridder with a 2 rushing touchdown week, at least in my mind. Okay. And what else can we do here? King Palm says Brock Purdy next. If I didn't take Lance, I'd be fine taking Purdy here. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole saying, okay, well, yeah, no, this team definitely needs Trey Lance to be traded. Then we have both Brock Purdy and Trey Lance. I'd rather just take someone we know starting. I'd rather just probably take Mac Jones here. Like, it could 100% be wrong, right? Maybe we go Mac Jones and like Hunter Henry and really mix it up. Yeah, we'll go ahead, take Mac Jones as our QB3. This team, I know it's crazy, and I know I'm just probably making a mockery of myself, right, doing this. But I'm fine with it, to be honest. Because when Lance comes out and is a top 10 quarterback this year, I want everybody to remember who said it was going to happen and who we made fun of. Just like everybody remembered who hated on Cortland Sutton last year and who to make fun of. Like, everybody remembered last year who loved Josh Jacobs last year and who to make fun of. This year's Lance. All right. So I am extremely confident with this roster if and only if Trey Lance does something. If Trey Lance is who everybody thinks he is, then this team goes straight in the garbage. If he can be the starting quarterback for San Fran next season and give us some rushing upside, then we're good. But at the same time, most people are assuming that Lance isn't going to do anything, and most people are smarter. Now, Matthew is coming out with a donation. Thank you so much. Says, I've been targeting Mechie a lot as a late round pick. What do you think his ceiling is this year? Thanks. So thank you so much. I actually liked John Mechie as a prospect coming out. I mean, he was just stuck in a horrible situation at Alabama, of course, where, yeah, I mean, you're on a roster that has Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle. I mean, at times, Jerry, Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. What the hell are you supposed to do there in Alabama? He was productive. Like, if you look at his market share numbers compared to, like, Jamison Williams that final season, like, John Mechie was better than a lot of people assumed. The issue is, I just don't know from, like, a rehab standpoint. I just, if nothing was going to impact his health this next season, I can confidently say I like him way more than any other wide receivers in this range. I can confidently say I probably like him more than any wide receiver for Houston. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I have no freaking idea. But real quick, if you want that next draft, go down there, drop a like on the live stream. If we're not getting to 350 likes today, don't you worry. We will fire up another draft. We will fire up another live stream tomorrow, as we do every single day. And if you want to get in that next draft with us, or if you want to get in a draft in a public lobby, whatever you want, link in the live chat, link in the description, link in the comment section. Just make sure you use promo code FLOCK for a 100% deposit match, plus our rankings in the whole 9 yards. Okay, so Luke Musgrave goes. Claypool off the board. Okay, Paris Campbell. I just don't know. Do we just reach and take like a bad tight end just because he matches up with one of our quarterbacks? Probably not, right? I do like the idea of taking a tight end that's going relatively undrafted in the majority of these. Here's what I think we do. If Conklin makes it to us, we take Tyler Conklin. If Tyler Conklin does not make it to us, we take Zach Ertz. We'll see. We'll see. This team took 4 QBs. Was this team on auto? Who were their 4 quarterbacks? Lamar, Goff, Carr, and Pickett. I think this team maybe went on auto at the very end. They go hunt. We'll take Tyler Conklin here. I mean, 196 ADP. We get him at 213. Overall, decent team. Primary issue, of course, is we are all in on Trey Lance, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it, ladies and gentlemen. I know most people would not be, but again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really do appreciate y'all. And one thing, we're actually going to fire up another live stream in about 15 minutes. If y'all want to go through and hang out with us on that one, I can get y'all the link right now. Just be a little bit patient with me. And yeah, I'll get you a link if you want to go and hang out in our other live stream. Our other live stream is going to be one where we just go through and look at dynasty teams for members of the Flock. If y'all don't know, when you sign up for flockfantasy.com with promo code FLOCK, I do go ahead and break down your fantasy football team. We're looking at a lot of dynasty teams right now, but I'd be happy to look at any best ball teams if anybody has best ball teams soon. So yeah, we spam the link in the live chat for our other YouTube channel, and our other live stream will be live there in about 15 minutes. But again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Really do appreciate y'all. Really hope you have a great day. And yeah, really hope I get to see you in that live stream in about 15.